Now we're going to construct the three-legged tree adaptive column, 3-point adaptive column. Actually, there's 5 points: the base point, the midpoint, and the 3 places where we're going to connect to the truss or space frame. So we'll go ahead and start this from the very beginning. I just wanted to demonstrate the idea that we have adaptable componentry here. So any way you move these, our elements stay attached to that, and those are going to be attached to the grid system of our space frame. So I'm going to actually just, I guess I could maybe take this all the way back to the very beginning. And there we go. And so what I've done is actually, I'll show you, I created a new family by opening up a generic model adaptive. I'm going to just cancel out of that. And then I resaved it as an adaptive column. Now we're going to have the top where it touches the truss, the base where it touches the grade, and then a midpoint for the trunk of the column. And we're going to do that by adding some levels. So I'll go to the front elevation, and I'll copy up a couple of these elevations. So we have our reference level. I'm going to move up 15 feet for the midspan. And I'll then copy that up again for just an approximation of where the top of the tree will be. And let's look at that in 3D view. And let's put some adaptive points in now. So I'll select the base plane, and I'll plug in an adaptive point on that plane. They don't show up right away until you actually unselect them. I'm going to set this reference plane for the midpoint. I'll put an adaptive point there. I'm just kind of guessing where that is. These are adaptive points, so they're going to be hooked to grids anyway. So it's really not critical that they're aligned up to anything. And I'll set the top working plane for the last 3 top points. And I'll place 3 points in here. Now those aren't adaptive yet, those are just generic points. I'm going to go ahead and select all of those and select the Make Adaptive, and that will go ahead and create them. And because I put them in an order, I got 1 for the base, the second is the center of the top of the column, and then the 3 points that connect are 3, 4, and 5. And that'll be important when you think about placement in our truss system or into our project environment. So let's go ahead and look at how we're going to now make our extrusions. So I'm going to set the plane for the first adaptive component and make the base circle. We'll make that, we'll make it 2 feet. That'll be 4 foot in diameter. We'll set the second level. We'll make that smaller so it tapers. So that was 4. So we could make this, let me zoom in here so we get a little more precise. Let's make this 1 foot 4. And then let's set the tops and let's taper those down really light. So we'll make those about, well, let's say 8 inches in diameter. Excuse me. Set a working plane. Set a working plane. Okay, so now we have actually the final tapers of all the components. Just check to make sure you can go through and move these to make sure that they're behaving adaptively. And we'll look at making some form now. So I'll grab the top and by using my tab, grab the 2 circles, create a solid form. I'll grab, and I'm not, I should have, let's see what happens here. See, we're not getting adaptive behavior, and I missed a key element there. Let me go backwards. I was drawing with a circle tool, but I wasn't paying attention to those being reference points. So I'm going to go back and select all of these. And I need to label these as reference or change them to reference points. I'm going to make those all reference points. It's critical to the functioning of this. And then I'm going to grab those elements again. And we'll test that to make sure that we get the performance now. And now the column behaves adaptively. It's an easy mistake to make, and I'm kind of glad I made it so you can see it. Let's go ahead now and select that top circle again, reference circle, and this other one over here, and join those with a form. And then we'll grab that, try to grab that circle again, tabbing around, and grab the other one, solid form, and once again grab, and oops, I thought I had it. It may just disappear, so let's just come over here and grab those. Got my two reference lines and create form. And we can check out to see that we have adaptive behavior. Oops. Trying to catch that other one. I could always go to wireframe if I needed to be able to grab this. So now I have a column that's behaving adaptively. I'm going to save this. I'm going to end this clip, and I'm going to go back to our generic shape and add our other reference grids that we're going to need in here on the next clip.